And they're calling everything a conspiracy theory, just like Piers Morgan did when he rushed to yell at me about talking about Diddy being a Fed asset, even though he admits he didn't even read the lawsuit. Take a listen.
Again, you're being disingenuous because actually you're stating it as fact.
No, what I'm telling people
in the same way you say, I state my entire reputation, Bridget Macron's a man, you also stated as fact, nothing from a lawsuit. You just said he's not in jail, you tweeted, because he's a Fed CIA asset. Kanye tried to tell everybody.
Have you read the lawsuit? Because it seems like you haven't, obviously.
But that's your statement.
No. Did you read the lawsuit? That's the first thing, because we can skip the hyperbole. Did you read the lawsuit?
I'm asking you.
Okay, then we're not going to talk about this topic. So no, he didn't read the lawsuit, but he wants to make sure that I'm not saying that he is a federal asset.
We have another secret inmate Diddy lawsuit going on. Let's get into this lawsuit right now. Chief Judge Laura Taylor wrote an opinion about a lawsuit. And this lawsuit is about a plaintiff who claims that Diddy's defamation damaged plaintiff's drug smuggling business.
What?
You heard me? The drug smuggler tried to sue Diddy, girl. Yes. You're going to want to come in for this one, okay? Come on in for this one. So this is a lawsuit filed by Alfredo P. Gonzalez. He's the plaintiff, and he was filing against Bad Boy Entertainment CEO Sean P. Diddy Combs, all right? And this is an opinion piece, order of dismissal, but this opinion piece is written by the Honorable Chief Justice Laura Taylor Swain, Chief United States District Judge, okay? So Alfredo, who appears pro se, he's representing himself, is currently incarcerated in the Centennial Correctional Facility in Canyon City, Colorado. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but my uncle, El Chapo Guzman, is currently at the ADX Florence, Colorado, who was once the leader of the Sinaloa cartel, okay? Notorious drug lord. So Alfredo P. Gonzalez, he seems to allege that he is a citizen of Colorado, and he sues Bad Boy Entertainment, which he alleges is a corporation duly organized and existing under the laws of the United States of New York. And Sean P. Diddy Combs, Bad Boy Chief Executive Officer, whom he alleged is a citizen of the state of New York. Plaintiff seeks $666,000. Now, I'm a little uncomfortable with the 666 reference here in this little thing, but I don't know how he came about this number, but he came about this number. The court understands plaintiff's complaint as asserting claims of defamation under state law under the court's diversity jurisdiction. By order dated May 8, 2024, the court granted plaintiff a request to proceed in forma de pauperis, an IFP, that is, without repayment of fees. For the reasons set forth below, the court dismisses this action. Now, I am no lawyer, all right? Girl, I am having a hard time reading sometimes, but I will look up this legal definition. The Latin phrase that means in the matter of pauper. It's a legal term that allows a poor person to sue without paying court fees or other costs associated with litigation. This can include the filing fees, serving papers on the other party, and docking fees. It may also allow the person to file fewer copies of their brief. However, it does not cover other expenses such as copying, mailing, or services. Well, that's interesting. So for the reasons set forth below, the court dismisses the action. And there is a footnote on this legal paperwork that says prisoners are not exempt from paying the full filing fee, even when they have been granted permission to proceed with an IFP. Now, if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, we broke a story. We reported on a story of a man who's also behind bars, this man right here. And he was also filing against Diddy and was able to get a restraining order against Diddy. Law and Crime saw us reporting on it, and immediately they jumped on it too. It just, of course, they don't credit the little guy for the ideas that people get. Of course not. But I don't care about them because I care about you. Let's keep reading this. Standard of review. The court must dismiss a complaint or portions thereof that is frivolous or malicious, fails to state a claim upon which relief may be granted, or seeks monetary relief from a defendant who is immune from such relief. Okay. And then there's these legal definitions there. The court must also dismiss a complaint when the court lacks subject matter jurisdiction. While the law mandates dismissal on any of these grounds, the court is obligated to construe pro se pleadings liberally and interpret them to raise the strongest claims that they suggest. Okay, now let's get into the background. This is what we're here. This is the tea of this case. We need to get to the nitty gritty background details. Spill the tea. I got coffee. Working late, y'all. No tea. We don't drink tea over here, even though we spill it all the time. Ooh, thank God for iced coffee. Okay, let's go. Plaintiff alleges the following. Due to what appears to be his connections with the Sinaloa drug cartel, on or about May 5th of 2021, plaintiff received a telephone call from an unidentified business partner of Combs. The business partner told plaintiff that Combs was wanting to set up some business deals with the Sinaloa cartel. Plaintiff responded by saying that he was always willing to set up business deals with the rich for drugs. Combs' business partner stated that Combs was looking to make a deal to get some young girls / boys for a party in New York. While plaintiff wanted to speak to Combs himself, he told the business partner that such an arrangement could not happen because the cartel did not sex traffic underage kids. Okay, well, the business partner told plaintiff that he had nothing to worry about because Combs had everything on lock, street slang for no one can fuck with us. Plaintiff told the business partner that there was no money in sex trafficking. The business partner told plaintiff that he was making a big mistake for not taking the offer from Combs, and the call ended without an agreement. This should be noted that there's a footnote here that says plaintiff seems to allege that he's a member of that cartel. Did he just tell a judge? Did he just tell a judge that he's a member of the Sinaloa cartel? Like what? Like clearly it stood out to this judge that there's a footnote that says plaintiff seems to claim that they're a member of that cartel.
Oh my God!
Lord have mercy. Anyways, let's keep reading this. The same unidentified business partner of Combs later communicated again with plaintiff, asking once again if plaintiff could help get some underage boys and girls over the U.S. border, and that plaintiff could come to the party and watch the show they put on. Plaintiff refused. He told the business partner that he wanted no part in their sex offending shit, not to contact him, and that the Sinaloa wants no part in their sex offender shit. That like this is what was in the complaint. Judge got to write a whole opinion about this. Like, are you kidding me? What do you make of this? So a member of the Sinaloa, an alleged member of the Sinaloa cartel saying, I don't want any, we don't want in this sex offense. We're not trying to mess with the children. Okay. That's not what we do here, because that's what they're writing. Plaintiff also insulted Bad Boy. The business partner then told plaintiff that he can make plaintiff's life hell because of how much power he has in the streets. So that's a threat, right? Plaintiff told him to do what you do. And it continues. Due to Combs and Bad Boy defamation of plaintiff has lost all his business contacts in the state of New York. Plaintiff was informed by his own business partner that he cannot do business with plaintiff until plaintiff helps Bad Boy out. This has caused plaintiff a lot of money. This is the most bizarre thing that I've ever read. Like bizarre. I've seen some bizarre shit here, but I would probably classify this as really bizarre regarding Diddy. But listen, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Okay. This man is sitting in prison and he's telling the judge that, he lost money because Bad Boy wouldn't leave him alone about some business deals regarding children. And Bad Boy went back to New York City and said something about this person, alleged cartel member. And now he's lost a lot of money over this. Let's read this, the judge's opinion. She wrote a discussion. She says, standing. Plaintiff has failed to allege facts sufficient to show that he has standing to assert his claims. Articles are listed there. Basically says Constitution limits the jurisdiction of the federal courts to the resolution of cases and controversies. Standing to sue or defend is an aspect of the case or controversy requirement. There's a footnote that says plaintiff alleged that the telephone call was recorded because he was under surveillance by the United States Department of Justice. So were the calls with Diddy recorded? Okay. And this is what the plaintiff is sharing, to the judge. They're willingly sharing this. All right. So more on the discussion. To establish injury in fact, a plaintiff must show that he or she suffered an invasion of a legally protected interest that is concrete and particularized and actual or imminent, not hypothetical. Let's skip around. Plaintiff appears to allege that the defendants have injured him with regards to his illegal drug smuggling and sales business by defaming him. Yeah, that's what it appears that he's saying. He's literally saying that the people that he's trying to sue, which is Diddy and company, injured him and his illegal drug smuggling cartel, Sinaloa cartel businesses by defaming him. Because plaintiff's business is not alleged to be legally protected interest, however, plaintiff has not shown that the defendant have caused him an injury. In fact, for the purposes of establishing standing, the argument is perhaps best summed up in a leading civil procedure. Standing would not be recognized for a smuggler who asserts that his drug traffic was disrupted, although the smuggler had been injured. In fact, the asserted interest is not one the court will protect. I just cannot believe that like they really took it to the court. I think they took it serious. This was really taken serious. This man is in prison. Okay, let me stop. I mean, I was a little surprised that they took the other one serious, and that was interesting. We played some of that here and we talked about it, but this Diddy stuff just amazes me. Feels like I'm waking up to something different and new every day. Plaintiff's claims are frivolous. So under the IFP statute, a court must dismiss an action if it's determined that the action is frivolous. A claim is frivolous when it lacks an arguable basis, either in law or in fact. Okay. Plaintiff, without any legal basis, appears to assert claims of defamation against the defendants, seeking damages arising from injury incurred to his illegal drug smuggling and sales, businesses caused by the defendant's alleged defamation of plaintiff because he refuses to arrange sex trafficking of underage children for the defendant, including what appeared to be international sex trafficking. Since there's no apparent legal basis for any of these claims, the court additionally dismisses plaintiff's claims as frivolous. Yeah, it further says that the district courts generally grant a pro se plaintiff an opportunity to amend a complaint to cure its defects, but leave to amend is not required when it would be futile. I don't know why there would be anything to amend. He's literally talking about how he's part of a drug organization and he wants the judge to help him protect or rule on his criminal activity? I guess I'm confused by that. Because it appears that the defects in plaintiff's complaint cannot be cured with an amendment, the court declines to grant plaintiff leave to amend. I would hope that the court would have declined that, okay? Like, no, sir, you are not entitled to any amend, none of that. So, by the way, in conclusion, if you're surprised, the court dismisses this action for lack of subject matter jurisdiction and as frivolous. And the judge's name is there as well. Now, let me just say something, okay? Thought about this. What ties would Diddy have to the Sinaloa cartel exactly? Okay, what does that look like? And who in their good God mind would even admit, especially the cartel? Why would they step up and admit that they had dealings with Diddy? None of that makes sense to me. Now, we know that Diddy has had the drug mule by the name of Brandon Paul. I mean, maybe that's it, but I mean, you talk about the Sinaloa cartel. I don't know. None of that makes sense. I am looking for more information about this, about Diddy drug cartel involvement, and this is the most that I've seen. And typically, people don't really say I'm part of the cartel unless that is the basis of your case. And I found our guy. This is our guy who filed the lawsuit against Diddy, Alfredo Gonzalez, 38-year-old Hispanic male whose next parole hearing is not until August of 2025. The offender is scheduled on parole agenda for the month, and you're above, please contact the facility. Now, it doesn't really say his charges at all, but some of these charges, I mean, typically the number at the beginning is usually the year. So he's got some charges from 2010, 2012, and 2019. And he was sentenced in 2014 for most of them. And then for the charge in 2019, he was sentenced in 2020. So doesn't really give the specifics as to what he was charged with exactly. But he is sitting in the correctional facility and potentially might have something to do with the cartel, the Sinaloa cartel. Now, I do see some of his tattoos. I'm trying to see. He's got some chin tattoos, and some of which I've seen before, but I don't want to name a specific, affiliation if it doesn't exist, right? Because that's not really my place. But that is who attempted to sue Diddy. It should be noted that Alfredo Gonzalez, Mr. Gonzalez, also has some other lawsuits, some of which are about prison conditions, and he actually included Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, and various other leaders. So there's some lawsuits out there that, if you guys want to read, are definitely available. But there's another lawsuit, and that is against Biden, specifically accusing Biden of being behind Operation Kill King Lucifer, alias for Mr. Gonzalez. He claims that he is under investigation by the United States Army and Department of Homeland Security based on his ties to the Sinaloa cartel. So, and this is a lawsuit that he was representing himself as well behind bars. He was also asking for a waiver of fees here, but I mean, he was making some pretty interesting allegations, and that one has also been dismissed lawsuit. Now, I want to bring another point. Candace Owens had made a statement about Diddy working with the feds or being an operative or the reason why he's not behind bars. And this was a statement that she had made months ago, on Twitter. Nothing new, but I don't find it to be a coincidence, This is my opinion, that you do have some of these inmates, one of which was earlier that we talked about by the name of Derrik Lee Cardello Smith, Now, Derrik Lee Cardello Smith filed a restraining order and it was granted. And Diddy didn't make an appearance to this hearing. We had a lot of questions because this man lives in Michigan. The man said that he's had multiple meetings with Diddy and his financial officers. And according to Cardello Smith, Diddy advised him to go ahead and get like a default judgment so that because of all these civil things that Diddy has going on, he's able to, secure something to that effect. Okay. I'm sure people sue a lot all the time, right? This is the second inmate that I've heard of a lawsuit against Diddy. And of course, it's been dismissed and it's, deemed frivolous. But when it comes to Diddy, all right, I am not so quick to dismiss certain allegations. It's been years since law enforcement has decided to actually pay attention to what happened to Tupac. Yes, they've been watching, but a lot of the things that have been put out there have been said years ago, and a lot of us in the public that have seen some of this know. When it comes to Diddy, I always pay attention, even when things have been dismissed frivolously. Also, anything that is of industry, because you just never really know what to expect. I don't necessarily agree with everything that Candace Owens says, but in this specific case, I kind of believe that there's more to Diddy being a part of some type of an informant or having some level of protection. A man who's been running the streets for so many years, who's been able to have his position, money, and yet no arrests. He's been able to do whatever he wants, break whatever laws, get keys from the cities and stuff like that. Yeah, I just don't put it past it. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment. Maybe he's had some encounters with somebody in Bad Boy. Who knows? But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.